Brittany.
And welcome to
Nubians in the City. And today we're here to talk about colorism in the Black community.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
It's definitely an issue that I feel that we need to get a handle on. Especially with the racial climate now and with everything going on with the election and just, America, period. I think, us as Black people, we have to come together and set aside our differences that have really basically come to fruition because of, white supremacy and slavery and all this stuff. I mean,
systematic
racism. It's hard to learn behavior, I know, because we've been always taught that, the lighter you are, the better. And, even with, that's been brought down from generations and, I know people, their grandmothers and fathers, they hold on to that. And it's like, ooh, that's a pretty dark-skinned baby or only if she was a little lighter, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So we just wanted to kind of come here and, talk to you guys about it and, give our opinions and get some of your feedback on what you think should be done or ideas on how we can combat this issue, because we have to bring it to a halt.
Like, yeah, we can't even afford not to at this point. Like,
right.
It's tearing us apart more than it's bringing us together.
Right.
And it's just, it's sad to see Black people tell other Black people that they're not attractive or they're less than or they're not as good as, because we're all the same race.
We're all the same.
So I'm just...
And, as far as the definition, according to Oxford dictionaries, prejudice or discrimination against individuals with a dark skin tone, typically among people of the same ethnic group or racial group, is considered to be colorism. Colorism within the Black community has been a serious emotional and physiological battle. And there's a lot of truth to that. I mean, I know me personally, like, I'm definitely at a point where I love my skin. I'm very chocolatey and very just, like, I'm just life. Like, my skin is just life, and it's just
melanin is popping.
Melanin is popping right now.
We
like,
have
I love
t-shirts
it.
That's coming out about that too.
We do have some
melanin
t-shirts. Chocolate and unbothered.
Yeah.
Really cute shirts. I think you guys will like it. They're crops and
we don't have it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We can edit it.
So yeah, but I'm at a point where I'm good with myself. However, based on the ignorance of other people and what you're taught and what people and things kids say as when you're growing up as a darker skinned girl or a guy, it bothers you. And like, you don't think you're good enough. You're not pretty enough. You think, well, only if my skin was a little lighter, I'll be accepted or I'd be able to, do more things. But it was born or it came from white supremacy, and because of the things that we were taught, that we were ugly, that we weren't, that dark skin was not good. We had the brown paper bag test and all that stuff. Like you had the house slaves and stuff like that. So I mean,
and I think just to piggyback off of that even back then, they separated the Black people in slavery. Even though they were all slaves, you had some people who were in the house thinking that they were better than people who were in the fields because of their skin tone, but they essentially were all treated the same. And that's what those slave masters wanted them to think. They wanted them to be at odds with each other. They didn't want them to be united, because the more united they were, the more that they could uprise or revolt or whatever the case may be. They wanted to dumb down their intelligence about who they were as much as they possibly could. And so that was another tactic that they used back then. But I think a serious issue with our community, because I can only speak on the Black community, even though, as Brittany said before, it happens in the Native American community, in the Hispanic community, in most communities of color, where the lighter you are, the better. But I can only speak from the African American community because that's what I am. But what I'll say is that could be very detrimental to a race, and not a race, to a society, to a community, when you constantly have it to where you're mandating someone's greatness by what they look like.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think we saw a photo online the other day with a group of black women, and a commenter said that the dark skinned girl in the photo ruined it for everybody, even though these were all black women of all shades.
Mm-hmm.
And this was a black man. This was like,
and that's the thing. Like, a lot of this comes from, black men. Most of it, from what I can see, some from black women as well, that still have that mindset of oh, I'm better.
I'm a red
I'm
bone.
better. I'm a red bone. I'm a yellow bone. Whatever. Like, which they do for the most part. They still get most of the attention. I think it's changing a little bit now to where, like, darker skinned women are getting a little more shine.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we still have a lot of work to do to get it to where, like, we don't even look at that, like, because we're all black at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Like, all of us are checking black on applications or whatever. Like, you're black. You might be a shade lighter, but at the end of the day, you're black, and you'll be treated as that by society. So
exactly.
I mean, my extra melanin shouldn't have anything to do with how you see me, or if I'm able to get a job, or if I'm able to do this or that.
Exactly.
So yeah.
And then let's talk about the whole "you're pretty" for a dark skinned girl or a brown skinned girl, or a dark skinned man or a brown skinned man type of phenomenon that we're going through right now.
Right.
It's not a compliment. If you go around saying it thinking that you're complimenting somebody or you're making them feel better because you say it, you're wrong. It's not a compliment. It's disrespectful, first of all. I'd rather you just not say anything to me or to anyone else that matter if you're trying to compliment them or say anything. I'm pretty because I'm pretty.
Right.
I'm beautiful because I'm beautiful. Not because of my skin tone. If anything, my skin tone is an added plus.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You saying I'm pretty to be something, you're basically saying I'm pretty to be something negative.
Right.
I'm pretty. Pretty
much, yeah.
I'm pretty to be a pile of poop on the street is basically what you're saying.
Yeah.
So
like that, like, darker skin can't be pretty. I mean,
exactly.
Darker skin, all shades are beautiful, but dark skin is gorgeous. I even see girls that have a deeper melanin, than I do, and I say, man, she is gorgeous. And and even with people saying, oh, what are you mixed with? You must be mixed because you're just too pretty just to be black. Like, are you kidding me? Like, yeah. I mean, I just don't understand it. Like, as black people, we have some of the most amazing and beautiful features that you got people out here paying for now. I mean, asses, lips, everything.
We have we have a whole family right now that basically markets themselves off of taking the black woman's features and making it popular for themselves. Like, they want to be us, but they don't want to be us. Yeah. You know what I mean? And you have black men praising these women, saying things like, she got them Kylie Jenner lips. I'm sorry, the last time I checked, she was trying to get my lips. Right.
I mean, she didn't have those lips until a year ago. So I mean, that's a whole.
But that's the thing. It's like, now you're degrading your women, but you're uplifting these women, all because you're not with it all within yourself. You're not, and that's what it is. That's how it starts. It starts with the thing within yourself, the confidence in yourself, because you're not going to go around telling someone, well, they're pretty because they're dark skinned, or you're pretty for a dark skinned person, or the case may be, if you're not confident within what you have going on. Like, you shouldn't feel the need to tell someone that unless you don't feel it within yourself. You have to go and put someone else down because of how you feel within yourself. Right. And that's a huge issue in our community.
Huge issue. I mean, I just want to get a handle on this, and I want you guys to, give us your feedback as well on how you think we can combat this. I mean, it's not going to happen overnight, but we have to start having a conversation more and more often, so that we can get rid of that. I mean, you can be attracted to what you want to be attracted to, whatever gets your dick up. Excuse me, but that's your business. But you don't have to downgrade, other people, especially your own. To make yourself feel better, or to, praise what it is that you do like. So, that's something, that we just have to get a handle on, because it's not right. And
it starts when you're young. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you have to instill in these kids that they're beautiful from jump. It starts on the playground. It starts in the classroom. It starts at home. You can't just you have to instill these things in your children early.
Right.
Because the last thing you want to do is have your child come home and say, I don't want to be this color anymore because they said that it's bad.
Right.
And I've seen it. I've seen little girls, little boys come up to me, being someone who's been an educator and teaching kids, how they feel about their skin tone. So it starts at home. Make sure that these kids feel like kings and queens, as they should.
Absolutely. I totally agree with that. I mean, it definitely starts at home. Like, you have to make sure your children know that they are beautiful, that no matter what so-and-so says, you are beautiful and you are somebody, and whatever they say, don't even listen to it, or don't even worry about it. Because if you don't tell them that, and then they use what other people say to kind of define themselves, then that's that will stay with the person for a long time. Because I'm 26 years old right now, and it's been a couple years, and I would say within the last 2 years is when I've been fully okay or comfortable in my own skin as far as my skin tone. Like, so it starts as a child, and that's something you have to instill in your kids, so that once they get older and they're going through life, they'll be okay, and they won't have to, worry about things like that in regards to, if they think they'll be accepted because of their skin tone and things like that. Right. And, it's just a conversation we have to continue to have. And, we're just going to beat it like a dead horse. But
until people get it.
And, we're just going to keep coming to you guys with videos like this, and we want your feedback in regards to ways that we can help combat this issue in our community, because it really has to stop. So.
Yeah. And on that note, thank you for watching Nubians in the City. Happy Indigenous Peoples Day. Hello, somebody.
Right.
And y'all have a blessed one. Thank you.